Hello, everyone. This is Mali Pompadit, the CEO of SOAR Community Network and the co-founder of the SOAR Community Nebula. The SOAR Community Nebula is a newly launched online community and movement where conscious leaders are coming together to create more positive social impact. And we are doing our interview series. It's called our Change Agent Interview Series, and we're meeting with some wonderful change agents in the world who are doing good things beyond their business, beyond the work that they do on a daily basis. And today we want to highlight someone that I met recently and really just had a strong connection with. Today we welcome Ted, and we want to say hello, and we want to say thank you for participating in this initiative with us.
My pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about what you do in the world in terms of professionally, and then we'll kind of go in and talk about all the good community work that you're doing.
Well, for the past 30 plus years, I have been in the sales and marketing, working with an array of businesses from coast to coast, and helping them to develop their business, helping them to brand themselves to the community, and just ultimately helping them to engage with consumers in a multitude of ways.
Okay, great. Well, one of the questions that we like to start off our interview by asking is having our guests describe to us a situation or a moment or an experience where somebody reached out and lended a hand, did something extraordinary that may have shifted your way of thinking in a profound way, or basically change the course of your life. Can you share any type of anecdotes around that?
Well, there were some years ago where I had been traveling and doing business in Chicago. Unfortunately, during the winter, while it was very snowy on the Dan Ryan Freeway, excuse me. And there was an opportunity whereby I ended up with a flat tire on the Dan Ryan.
Oh, wow.
And one of the gentlemen that I had recently met with, which was an attorney at the time, and this is not something you would find indicative in many attorneys because they're generally moving fast, but he, traveling the opposite direction, actually saw me. Now, this was after I had met with him. And again, I reiterate that it was snowing. And I'm absolutely certain he was anxious to get home to his family. But somehow, some way, he managed to get off the highway, double back to me, who was stuck on the highway, and actually got out of his car in his $3,000 suit and assisted me in changing a tire. Now, you might think, okay, well, that's really not that big of a thing. If you've ever been in Chicago in rush hour, in the afternoon when people are trying to get home, you'll understand that is something that is quite major. But what it helped me see is this was a man that was not just about making money, because he was a senior partner in the firm that I met with, but he was also someone that took time to reach out to people. I recognize when I think about it now that even the atmosphere and the attitude of all the employees in that office was different than any other firm that I had ever been in that they were all engaged. They were all wonderful people. They were all happy, and I'm 100% certain today it's because of the environment that he created. That actually caused me to slow down and think about things and change the way that I approach things in my daily life, but especially in the business world.
That's nice. When you think of a community champion or a change agent, what characteristics come to mind, and does someone in your life actually come to mind when those types of phrases are used?
Yes. My wife, for one. Okay. As I've shared with you, my wife and I have boarding care homes developed for developmentally disabled. And my wife is one that has just a huge heart and does slow down and take time, not just with our residents in our homes, but with all 36 employees. She does have a personal relationship with each one of them. But the things that I think about is someone who is compassionate, someone who's extraordinarily patient, and someone who tends very much to listen. It's too often in our society, we all have a voice and we all have something to say, but it's not too often that people slow down to listen to what the other person is saying, and not just the words that are coming out of their mouth, what they mean by what they're saying.
Right, right. Well, you kind of touched upon this already, but I do want you to share a little bit more detail, or maybe perhaps some other causes that really matter to you. And how have you been able to use your gifts and your talents and your wisdom and your life experiences to contribute to that cause in a positive way?
Well, not too long ago, I volunteered quite a bit with our youth, and coming from the California market where there's a lot that is going on there, particularly with youth, in that there are a lot of single-family homes. We've taken the time to actually devote ourselves to helping young youth in inner cities. Part of some of the things that I have done in terms of the volunteering is mentorship. Being able to engage with young men, and it doesn't really matter what color they are, it doesn't matter the ages. What does matter is that they recognize that there's something that needs to change in their life. And to be able to engage with as many young people as humanly possible. One, just to show them that, hey, there's someone out there that cares about them, and actually that will take the time with them to help them develop. Now here, obviously on the East Coast, I'm doing the exact same thing. I have formed a small group, which is hopefully going to get a little bit larger, that are dealing with inner city youth that are challenged.
Right. Can you share a particular experience where someone that you've mentored said something or did something that just made you feel so inspired and motivated to keep going and keep mentoring? Can you think of an experience?
It's just recent, literally within the last week and a half. There's a young man here he's in Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia. Wonderful young man. He's got a wonderful, wonderful heart. And I couldn't help but want to help him. And he wasn't asking for help. I volunteered. And he's accepted it and kind of risen to the occasion. But here's a young man who was struggling financially, would not take or accept a nickel from anyone. Which I found to be quite unusual, but was definitely willing to take guidance and direction to the degree that when I offered to mentor him, he welcomed an open heart and said, I'll do whatever it takes, just to learn from you. And to that end, he just recently got hired on a new job right here in Washington, D.C., making twice the money he's ever made in his lifetime, and is embarking on moving out of a roommate situation, which is not the healthiest for him, into his own apartment here at the end of the month. And so he approached me at church. And so he found me at my church, which I didn't know he knew where I went to church. And he found me just to share with me what the experience meant to him. Now, I will say that I've been working with him now for just a little over 3 months. So it's not been that long. But he's a young man who's just very open and willing to listen. And I know he's going to do a lot of great things. And I hope I'm able to be a part of his life for some time to come.
Wow. Well, that just goes to show 3 short months can change someone's whole path in life, So
all you have to do is care.
It's really about that time and that attention that you've committed to supporting another human being.
Yes.
To make sure that they have their own resources and knowledge and wisdom of how to thrive in this life, because it's not easy. It's not easy for sure. So Ted, can you share with me and with our viewers perhaps a quote or a saying or a philosophy or a motto that really keeps you going, empowers you, keeps you motivated to get up every morning and do good work in the world?
I would have to say Napoleon Hill. Very simple. Adversity introduces you to yourself. And I say that, and I say it quite a bit. It's something that I've taught my children. And the reason for that is when things are easy, you don't necessarily have to work to ever build that muscle that helps you overcome challenges. But when you're dealing with adversity, it is a constant, but adversity is something that can break you down, or it's something that can strengthen you. And when you think about it, adversity introduces you to yourself. I'm always hoping that when anyone deals with adversity, it's something that allows them to become stronger. And so they recognize that they can overcome anything.
That's fantastic. I love that. I really do think that. I mean, we hear stories all the time about adversity and trauma and pain, and how you really get to know a person's character and your own character.
Absolutely.
Right? And
Absolutely.
your own capacity to move forward through those trying times. So thank you. I love that. And so can you share with us now, how can people connect with you and learn more about these causes that you mentioned? You mentioned your wife's business. You mentioned the mentorship program. How can people learn about those programs and or something similar?
They can connect with me directly through either social media. They can find me on LinkedIn. They could also find me on Facebook. I generally accept all invitations. I'm always looking to engage with people. I would say on average, I probably get 2 or 3 invitations a day. And these are people that ultimately I do engage with. I'm at the TV station here most days, here at Channel 9. So, feel free to call the station. I'm here. And, I look forward to any conversations, particularly as it relates to inner city mentorships or any of those programs like that. And in fact, it's as I looked at other programs to get involved with, if someone's out there that's in need of help in their program, I'm more than happy to come and volunteer.
That's great. Thank you so much. And I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Channel 9 for sponsoring us last year and partnering with us when we had our annual summit. That was such a delight and much appreciated. And now just having this relationship with you, I look forward to doing more and more wonderful things with you. So for those that are interested to learn more about our initiative, the SOAR Community Nebula, or also our business, what we stand for, SOAR Community Network, please go and visit our website at SOAR, that's SOAR, communitynetwork.com. And we are also very approachable, so you can just click on the Contact Us page or find me, Mali Pompidith, on social media. Thank you, Ted, for your time. I really appreciate you for being a part of our 1,000 Change Agent interview series. And this is just the beginning. Thank you so much for your time.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.